let's jump into our next review. Welcome everybody to the Famiriety show for the second review of tonight, which we're gonna again edit out into its own thing. So that makes no sense to any of you. We are going to review. So we were just reviewing Mouse PI for Hire. We kind of delayed the Wednesday showing that we would normally do, and because we had a little extra time, we were like, "You look, Mixtape. It's a 3-hour game. Let's hop in. We're gonna hop in. It's on Game Pass. It's we're gonna hop in. We're gonna knock this out. We're gonna do a double feature." So Curly agreed to that. We both got it. We both played it. We both beat it. Curly?
Yeah, I beat it tonight. Yeah.
Let's go. Very nice. Well, let's.
As is my typical fashion for game reviews, I typically either don't complete or complete them the night of the review.
Hey, look, let's not break tradition. You know, I love it. If you're not sure what Mixtape is, it's this like a really amazingly like vibrantly crafted 90s walking sim, where. My favorite thing about the game is the tagline. Eventually, is it something like you'll be eventually, one day you're listening to your favorite tunes, and then the next day you're listening to who you used to be, or something like that. I probably butchered that, but
no, that was solid. That's what this game is. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Curly, kick us off. How do you feel about Mixtape?
This is another one that I'm kind of like struggling to figure out where I fall on it. I definitely loved this game, but I kind of wanted a little bit more out of it, if I'm being honest. Like, the way that I can explain that best is like, this game, like at its core, it's basically like a 90s, like alternative soundtrack type of game. It's very music focused. It's very like coming of age, but like at that point of like high school's finished and we're about to go to our separate ways. That's what this game is essentially. And like knowing that, I thought I would connect first off with like the characters and the soundtrack a little bit more than I eventually did. Because the game sometimes feels a little bit weird in setting. Like, is this a 90s game, or was I confused and it's actually an 80s game or something like that, just because of the choice in songs and soundtrack? And like, for example,
there's a hidden third option there, Curly.
What?
That this is a 90s game and you and I are fake 90s kids.
That is absolutely true. Yeah. But like, for example, I vibed hard with it. But like the main character, no less than 3 times mentions Rush, and I'm like, oh, let's go. And they never have a Rush song in the fucking game, and I'm just like, oh, dude, there's an amazing moment. Spoilers. This is a spoiler for the game. 10 seconds where they literally quote Limelight, and it goes so hard. And then I was just waiting for that moment in the game for them to play Limelight, and I'm just like, where was that at, dude? I would have gotten chills, the goosebumps, because like they used the lyrics for it, and like it's just like it never hit that level of goosebumps for me. Like, because again, I loved it, but like I never really like got in my feels about it like I wanted to, because like this game looks like it's gonna be a game that makes you cry, and I never once teared up, if that makes sense. Again, I definitely loved my time with it, and I thought it was very well made, and I liked the music choices. There was a handful of songs that I'm like agree are bangers, but like, I don't know, it never like got me in my feels like I wanted it to. That being said, I would give this one probably an 8 out of 10. Maybe on the higher end of an 8, but not quite an 8.5. Okay. I love the art style and art direction. I love the only equation that I have to equate it to is Spider-Verse style frame rate that the characters move in. The character design sometimes look like PS2 models, but like the way that they move and interact with the world is smooth, but like the characters themselves are at a weird frame rate. I love that style choice. There's one scene where there's a ton of characters on screen, and it looked awful. Like it just looks terrible, but like most of the game is beautiful to look at. Like I think like it's just a beautiful game altogether. The story that is telling, all of it. Yeah.
They also shoot that part where there's a bunch of people on screen through the lens of a like a camcorder though, so it works. Like it's perfect. Like
yeah, and again, everything seems purposeful in that aspect. It's just every part of it is so good, but I just wish was a little bit better. Even like I like the style of game. Like this is basically like no different than like a Telltale or like an adventure narrative walking sim game or whatever.
It's less gameplay than a Telltale, which is crazy. Like
yeah,
there really
it's a Telltale game without decisions. Like it's like that's the gameplay of Telltale. Like I mean, like there's not that much going on different. What it does gameplay wise is fun, but like it's only fun for like the first 20 seconds. But you play through the entire song, and I personally wish that it's again like I wish it's a little bit better. I wish that the gameplay interacted more with the music. I don't want it to be like a hardcore rhythm game, but at the same time, for example, there's like a skateboarding section to a song and it's cool. And it's like, oh, cool, you can do tricks. And then you do that for 30 seconds, but the song is 2 minutes and 30 seconds and you're just kind of like just listening at a certain point and like I don't really care to do the gameplay anymore because I'm not doing anything. I'm not interacting with the song. Like I'm just there to watch what's happening. And I think that could have just been a little bit more interesting gameplay wise, and it would have been more. It would have got me more invested in the soundtrack because, like, overall, I think the soundtrack's kind of hit or miss. Yeah, but
yeah,
I've said a lot. What do you think?
So it's interesting. The soundtrack, I again didn't recognize maybe but one or two songs off of this playlist, and that's the game's biggest like thing that they stick to is the game is centered around the playlist of the soundtrack of the game. It's basically so. First thing I want to comment: this is like I didn't vibe with the '90s aspect of like. And I honestly, I felt a little bit fraudulent. Like, am I a '90s kid? Like, because there's so many things going on here that I just like I didn't, I didn't remember. I didn't live through as a '90s kid, and it's because I was a '90s child, not a '90s teenager, I guess.
Maybe that is the difference. Yeah, I mean, because again, like the track list is kind of all over the place. It's like got songs from the '60s, '70s, '80s. And I was waiting for the more 90s hits, and eventually they have some, but like, I'm like, we're talking about Rush and Devo and Rainbow, and I'm like, I love Ronnie James Dio, but like, should he be popping up on like a 90s nostalgia playlist? I don't think so. But you could be right. Maybe I'm a 90s fraud, but like, it's just it's odd. Like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I guess my question is, were kids in the 90s, or were teenagers in the 90s listening to songs coming out in the 90s?
Yeah, maybe not.
I can't answer that question for you, to be honest with you, but I think you can definitely feel the 90s vibes everywhere else. You can feel it in just the characters' names. I've never heard more 90s names than Stacey Rockwell, Cassandra Marino, and Van Slater.
Van Slater is a sick name.
Van Slater is not a real name. That is not his actual name. I don't care.
I mean, his mom was dope though. Like she might have been into that. Like, cool. Yeah. Dude, again, it's hard not to spoil this game because it's literally all narrative. But like, there's a moment in the game where, like, he and the main character are just kind of talking in his bedroom, and his mom's like, "Hey, it's Slater, do you want me to come and bring you and your friend some margaritas?" And he's like, "Shut up, Mom, it's weird. Don't offer me and my friend cocktails." And I'm just like, okay, that's like, yeah, that got me. Like, there's a lot of really cool moments like that.
It was one of the more like out loud like chuckles that the game got from me. It's not like a super funny game, but there are some really good moments of brevity. Like anytime that like Slater or Van runs out of dialogue and he's just like, "Sup?"
Yeah, sup. Yeah, and I mean like that was like a cool 90s moment for me because like I don't know about you, but I had like a handful of like friends whose parents were like Slater's mom. where it's just like you always have like the cool mom of the group that's like, hey kids, I know y'all are gonna be partying. If you're gonna party, do it at this house, so I know where you are and you're safe. And it's like that's that vibe of that character, and I'm like, I can relate to that for sure. It's like a lot of moments, touchstone pieces were very like, oh yeah, in the 90s it was like that. You have like a whole like video store section that's really good too. Really stupid
Oh,
though.
yeah. Oh man, the video
It's
store
so
section is so good. I,
like,
honestly, this is in the same. It's weird that we paired these two games up, Mouse PI and Mixtape, but I think these games are so like in the same camp and like of like just oozing style and sauce and just they're it's a vibe check, man. Like, and you're one is a 3 hour just like it is over before you know it, and the other is a 24 hour just like come on, man, let's pick this up. I was sad when I was done with this game, to be honest with you. I think this is one of the best games I've played this year so far, and it's not even calling it a game. It's a game, obviously, but like, and I get Enrico is probably like screaming about this. Like, I would love to hear Enrico's thoughts on this game because it's not really a game. It is in a true sense. There are no mechanics behind this game. You're mostly just clicking a button every now and again. You get some downhills like skateboarding or like riding in a grocery cart.
dude, the grocery cart was the best part. That was my favorite part.
The more gamified sections that they try to do don't super hit. Like there's a section where, and spoilers, but you kind of like TP a teacher's house or something like that, and it's like there's nothing really here. Like this is just like you could have just made this a cut scene and that you don't lose anything. You don't gain anything by making me throw the toilet paper over the house.
Yes and no, because like that section I agree with. But then there's a section where you're throwing rocks across a lake, and there's like weird gamified moments there. I don't know how much you messed around with like stuff like that, but there's literally like little obstacles, things that you break, and like you unlock little trophies for, and like if you skip the rock through a tire thing, you do a thing.
Yeah,
like
the
there's
rock
like
skipping was one of the more fun ones for sure.
There's a lot of cute stuff there, and like I guess like because there's a lot of controversy about this game getting overly positive reviews, and a lot of people's quarrels are kind of on line with Enrico's of like, why isn't this just a movie? I don't want to put on a 3-hour movie and pretend to play it like it's a game. I guess I just don't understand that sentiment, just because like
I don't get it.
We've had games like this, like again, like Telltale games, or even like sections of Uncharted where you're literally like walking around his house and you inspect items. That's what that like the first hour of that game is. And like, while I'm not saying like that's great gameplay, you are still interacting with it. You're purposefully like walking through rooms, checking out items. There's a handful of items that you have to look at, and then there's, optional stuff, and then there's also optional dialogue. I still very much, I think like games like this should still be made, and I think they're no less valid than any other video game. Like I just don't understand that sentiment of like, why not just make it a movie? It's like, well, this is more of like an interactive experience. Granted, you're not like making the most advanced mechanics. It's not a mechanics game. It is just like a bunch of mini games just compiled into this like indie rock story. And
yeah,
some of them are better than others. That's where I'm also, I agree, could be a little bit better. I wish that the skateboarding section and the shopping cart section and a few others that I'm not going to spoil, but like, I wish that like it interacted with the song more. Like, I don't want it to be like a rhythm game, but like give me something like Final Fantasy VII, the dance scene, where like there's little timing things or something like that where you push a button while they're doing this cool shit, and have it like, I don't know, it could be just a little bit more QTE, or at the very least like mix it up a little bit more with the actual song and what's happening visually. Because like there's some sections where, for example, you might be driving a car and you're just like pushing a button to make something happen, and it's like, well, I could be pushing a button to the song. Like, at least like make it consequential to anything. Like that's the problem where I'm like, I can kind of almost get behind of like, is this a game? Because like, I don't know, sometimes you're just hitting a button and a thing happens, but it's not that interesting. Other
Yeah.
times it is more
I,
interesting.
I I think the character moments, like, the story in this game is vastly like again. It's interesting that we're doing these two reviews back to back, but the story in this game is vastly better written than Mouse PI, in my opinion. Like I felt things playing this game, like really like got into the story, the coming of age story, the departure of friendships growing like. Growing apart from your friends or leaving your friends behind or moving on in your life, like that hit for me. I really felt the moments between these characters, like the reliving their past, how they met, how they became friends, how they and their journey through high school and life and everything. Like and the larger themes that this game touches on about like like overbearing parents or restrictive parenting or
Mm-hmm.
like creating that type of friction between a child and their parents. All of that really hit. Like all of that,
Yeah.
like they told that story really well. There's very like deeply impactful moments throughout the game. The music, while I didn't like, it wasn't like touchstones for me back to my childhood or anything. I think it serves what they're going for super well. Every song,
Mm-hmm.
like you really feel like because like so Stacey Rockwell is like a music playlist expert essentially, like is what
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the actual terminology that she uses to describe herself, but she is like the best at picking a song for a particular moment. And I felt that. I felt like I was like yeah, I agree with you because these songs serve your moments in this game
Yeah.
so unbelievably well. um they may not be the touchstones to the 90s that I was thinking I was getting, but I mean they serve their purpose
Yeah, it still served the
wonderfully.
story. Absolutely. Like, and again, like the songs are all bangers. It's just like
Yeah.
it is a weird playlist for like a '90s kid that's making mixtapes. I don't know. It's odd. It is also the time like in between tapes and CD, and they make a comment about that in the game that's that had me laugh. Where they're just like the character's just like, "How do you burn CDs?" And the character's just like, "Well, I go to the school. They got this fucking laser computer that can do it. It costs like $30,000 or something." I'm like, "Oh wow, that was like the cutting edge technology was burning CDs at the moment that like she's still making mixtapes." That was an interesting like timeline moment for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I agree. The story is well told. Again, there's something that there's just like that we talked about with Mouse PI. There's just some kind of ingredient from the sauce that's missing for me to just put it over the top because like I really wanted to feel more emotionally invested in it, and like while it is an emotional story and I'm not gonna say I didn't feel anything. It's just it didn't get me like I guess just I'm super easy to sell on like any kind of musical, like any kind of emotional storytelling like that with music. Once that music starts telling the story with me, I just tear up. And it's like the music does serve the story well, but it doesn't necessarily connect the way that I wanted it to. Because I'm a musical theater kid, and like a musical is like the story and the music telling the story together. This is more or less like, hey, what's the vibe for this moment in the story? And that's what a mixtape is. And that being said, like it just overall just didn't get me as emotionally impacted as I wanted. Like, and again, I guess maybe I'm too old also for this game. Like, where I'm like, I guess I'm like, I don't relate to these high schoolers at this age where they're worried about partying and like we got to make this the
Yeah.
greatest hit. So it's just kind of like I appreciate that because I was there at one point, but like at the same time, it didn't really like land where I'm at in my life right now. But like that doesn't mean that it was a bad story or told
True.
poorly. Like it's just me personally, I didn't really vibe that much with what the story was trying to say because like overall, it was just like hey, how do we handle saying goodbye as high schoolers moving on in separate ways and stuff.
Yeah. It like I obviously I don't really vibe with the characters too much like as of like like personally back to my own teenage years or anything because I didn't really drink or party or do anything like that. But uh I do like it. It feels like they're ripped out of a '90s sitcom. Like these characters
Yeah.
feel like the losers ripped out of like a Saved by the Bell or something like that.
Yeah. And not to counteract my own beliefs of like I love that this is a short game, but it's almost too short of time to spend with these characters. In my opinion, like it's hard to get too emotionally invested in it. Like it's basically like a 3-hour movie, which is plenty of time to get invested in characters. But again, like a lot of that time is just watching a visual feast where it's like set piece of like we're watching this guy like trip and he's flying through space for a long time. So like that's
really,
a lot of the time spent.
It's really like 3 hours of just character development. It's a very loose story. There's not a ton that like takes place throughout, but like I appreciated that. I appreciated the length so much because I popped in and I got to play a full game in like a couple of nights, and it was really refreshing because we've been reviewing a decent chunk of games so far this year, and I've never really done that before, and I was like, man, I just want to turn my brain off for a game and just kind of like not really have to like worry too much. And like this game was perfect. It was just like a 3 hours of a really good indie film. No, really heartfelt like indie film with good music. Like
I really want to check out the Artful Escape by these guys because that also seems like a very music vibey game. But never really got around to it. This one, I mean, it was good enough to where I'm like, anything these guys put out, I'm gonna at least like try out or at least inform myself of trying because like it's at least unique in the gaming landscape for sure. So like, say what you will about like walking sims, but like the vibe that this one's going for, and like the just quality of animation and art direction and art style is like, dude, this is a no-brainer. Like,
the art direction's insane. It's so like this. You hit it on the head with the Spider-Verse thing. It's also like the South of Midnight of last year. Like like the claymation kind of look that they're going for. I love it so much. It's so fun to look at, and like there's something about how it lends to the more bombastic moments of the game. Like, and I know spoilers, but like there's moments where you're like there a lot of particle effects and explosions going on and stuff like that. And there's something about how like I don't know, like surreal that art style works with those aspects of the game. I think I'm landing right where you're talking about 8.85. I think I'm probably leaning 8.5 for this one. So a little higher than SPI.
If they would have just had Limelight, be easy 8.5 for me. Like it's just like like a couple of moments where I was like, man, if they would have just maybe like I said that all the songs serve the story well. I'm gonna walk it back. Some of these song choices could have been stronger. I'm gonna just say it. Like some of them could have been stronger. Like I like Joy Division, but like that one just didn't hit for me in that moment. The Smashing Pumpkin, I mean, like again, there are a handful that like do absolutely rip. Like the Rainbow one, I clowned on a little while ago. That was perfect. But there's like just a handful where I'm like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like it's could have been stronger.
There was only one section of this game where I was like, y'all should have left that out. And I won't spoil what that is, but clearly you know what that was. And they should have just cut that. That should have been left on the cutting room floor.
Oh, dude. Funny story about that. I started the game yesterday, and there's a moment early on in the game that's like hard to explain. But Alex walks in the room, and I've got it up, and I'm like, oh, here we go. He's gonna look at it and be very confused, and lo and behold, he looks up. He's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" I was like, "Look, man, it's a new game. I'm trying it out. It's pretty cool so far, but look, you just came in wrong time, all right?"
It does involve a mini game. Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
I cannot believe I could not understand what the choice here was. But
I loved it. I thought it was very like tongue in cheek. It was so good.
Wow.
There was a lot of like viscosity to it that like, man, there it was very detailed. Like, yeah.
It was quite detailed. You could say that again. Also, I hate you for tongue in cheek. I really do. I really hate you so much.
Oh man. But yeah, I again, both of these games that we reviewed tonight between Mouse PI and Mixtape, I would recommend both of them. Mixtape, I'm a little higher on, if I'm being honest. Just because it is more my bag of like, 3-hour journey, jump in, jump out. Diego mentioned earlier, like something that probably could have been made a movie then. Yes, but I still appreciate the interactive elements of it. And it does do interesting things gameplay wise. For example, there's a section where you're taking photos, and that's not the interesting part, but like the game does reflect things that you do in an interesting way. So like, for example, you take photos here, you find the thing later, and it's like, oh, those are the photos that I took with the right framing that, like every person's going to have slightly different. And like, I just appreciate that for what it is. And it's a very artsy kind of up its ass game too, I think. And I respect the shit out of that because that's the kind of stuff that I love. I like films, you know what I mean? Like I like artsy shit, It's not trying to bash away from that, and I respect it.
Did you identify with either of the three characters more than the other? Like one of the three?
I mean Slater for sure. Yeah. Slater was my favorite, and like the fact that like one of the through lines is like he himself is a musician versus the main character being more of like a curator or what we talked about before. I don't remember exactly, but there's a moment in the game with him and the main character talking about that, and I thought that was really really touching. And also like I saw myself in that character for a bit, and I was like, wow, this is that I kind of wish we spent a little more time with some of those beats. Yeah, I wonder if this game, I don't think it does warrant a sequel, but I wonder if we could see what these characters are up to in the future or something, I think that could be interesting.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I could go for like a nice little hour-and-a-half DLC or something like that. I don't know if a sequel is necessary. I'd like to see how they evolve from this because, they probably could have done the Artful Escape was very well received. I remember right?
Yeah.
I would imagine we could have gotten a sequel to that, and they chose to go this direction instead.
Yeah, this is one that like doesn't really warrant one, but it could be a very like maybe like a good downer game. Like, what if we saw these characters in their 30s and like I don't know, things didn't work out, or like like we didn't stay in touch kind of thing, but we now meet in this moment. I don't know. I would kind of like something like that, or like even like for example, the musician in the game maybe like takes off or something, but the other one doesn't. Be interesting. I don't know. I can see a lot of interesting ways they could take it. Not necessarily something that like has to happen, but I'm gonna be excited for whatever this studio. Their name is really funny. Who is it? It's like Beethoven Dinosaurs or something.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think that's it. Something like that.
They're on my list of like check out games from them for sure. I like how they're very music oriented. Like both of their title releases are music driven. Maybe make a fucking rhythm game. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Beethoven and Dinosaur is the name of the dev.
It's cool.
Awesome, dude. One thing I want to shout out is the I kind of hinted at it, but I'm very concerned about my status as a '90s kid, from just not really understanding the musical references, and then also like the vocabulary, like I just want, and I highlighted 3 of my favorite like lines from the game, so slight spoilers, but like just things that I don't think terminology I've ever heard in my entire life. But number one, the big suck. Number 2, fat whale of a song, and then I think my absolute favorite line delivered by Stacy is just Jenny sucks.
Yeah, that was one thing that they did well was like they wrote high schoolers extremely well, like down to like one of the characters is like the most probably one of the most relatable, but she's also really petty about like certain things. I'm like, that's very high school of this kid, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's accurate then. Like, you know what I mean? Like they definitely nailed the high school vibes for sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
there's a couple moments that bothered me a little bit and took me out where I'm like, I know that like this is a video game and it's not reality, but like they were doing some like crazy fucked up dangerous shit constantly. Like, I mean, like
Oh yeah.
like to the point where it's like I'm like I do agree your dad is being overbearing, but also what you just did and witnessed and put on, that's endangering the entire city. Like that's not just like we gotta reel this in. Like the shopping cart thing is gonna cause like a whole family to die, and then the thing at the end is like, yo, that's got some repercussions that I don't think anyone's bothered with right now. Like,
Yeah, we're not really talking about that for sure.
I'm like, that's a bridge too far. Where like maybe the dad's right.
No, the dad's right. The dad's right.
That's right. But yeah, all jokes aside, I mean, like the character development, like you said, it's a 3 hour almost character study is what I would call this game, and I think it does it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. You have any final thoughts?
Two really good games. Play them both if you got the time. Mixtape is on Game Pass, so if you got it, boot it up. Take advantage of that service. There's that. There's a Curly. Is there any other games that are on your radar right now that maybe we're not reviewing, but that you might be dipping your toes into here soon?
I'm jumping straight into Saurus.
Yeah, you are.
So if you got PlayStation, hop on that, John. Maybe. I mean, I haven't played it yet, but I suspect that it's good. Beyond that, there's not really too much on my radar except for like, I still want to play old games. I really want to just play some like good comfort food for a little bit. Yeah, got a lot of games coming up this upcoming year, and I'm just kind of gearing up. 007's one that I want to play.
In the next 2 weeks, we've got 007 First Light. We've got the Batman Legend of the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Replaced already dropped last week, and then in just I think 12 days we get Mina the Hollower, and man, I might have to just put everything to the side when Mina the Hollower drops, dude.
I forgot about Batman. That one I'm definitely jumping into.
Yeah, I got to make choices. I probably am going to miss 007. It looks cool, but Hitman's never really been my bag, and neither has James Bond. I'd like to play it, but it might be something I tackle later in the year.
That's what I'm just definitely jumping into. So Batman, Saurus, 007. Mina's probably going to be one that gets pushed for me.
That's so sad.
It depends. Like if it comes out and it is really like tens all around and stuff, like yeah, sure, but we'll see. I mean, it very well could be that. I'm not sure, but I really do want to give 007 a fair shake just because the just scope of the game. I know it seems like one of those tentpole, probably going to be up for Game of the Years, and I want to actually keep up with those this year. Which, to be fair, Mina might be as well. And then the Batman of it, like I want to play with that with Ace.
The
Alex,
Batman. Batman, I'm going to play with Arya and probably with Sid. Very excited about that.
I don't even know.
Also,
I almost
Forza
like
comes out on Tuesday, and I've got Game Pass, so I'm definitely jumping into Forza.
That's what I'm gonna miss. Like, dude, it sucks. I almost don't have time for Saurus. Like, if we weren't reviewing, I'd be like, maybe I push that and just.
It's so good.
Yeah, I know. That's the kind of game I kind of want right now. It's like a roguelite like
big
bullet
stuff.
hell game.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played Hades in a bit. I really want to jump back into Hades. Hades 2, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And you got Star Fox coming up.
Oh my God. Fuck. What do we do?
I mean, we got to review Star Fox.
Yeah, we got to review Star
game.
Fox. I mean, I'm going to play that bitch
Maybe
for
not the new one.
20 hours.
But yeah, I mean, look, we got Famipod coming up on Wednesday. We're going to talk about some interesting things that are happening in the game universe. And then next week, we're back with our Saros review. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah,
look, see. Last time I looked at, or last time I logged in, Dennis had 1 hour of playtime on the game. So I don't know if we're reviewing Saros still or not, but I definitely want to.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Look, we knocked out 2 reviews in less than 2 hours, man.
It's those damn Swedish people, you know?
It's the Swedes.
It's the Swedes. Always keeping us off track. And we got a 5 indie clip out, whatever we did. What was that? You said a top 5? What did you call it?
Blind ranking is what they're called.
Blind ranking. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Diego, as always, thank you so much for hanging out, talking games with us. Curly, thank you for joining me tonight to talk about Mixtape and Mouse PI for Hire. We will be back on Wednesday, provided nothing inconvenient happens. So at this
like
point, we'll awkwardly wave goodbye. Go play some games, y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Later. Love you. Good night. He thought it was Worried Monkey.
I mean, Word Monkey, Concern, it's all the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I have to stop the stream.
You sure do, man.